Hello! Today we've got another piercing video for you, and yes, I'm actually pretty excited about this because I finally got to change my industrial piercing. Yeah, it takes a year to heal, about a year to heal on average. So yeah, basically because I'm not a professional piercer or anything, I don't really judge how well healed a piercing is. I just, assume, I know I heal pretty quickly, but still I just assume that it might actually take the time that stands for it to heal, so it's better to wait too long than to wait too short. Yeah. So yeah, in any case, but I actually thought that I could only change it at the end of October, and it turns out that I could actually change it at the end of September already. Who knew? I didn't. I actually keep track of that in my phone, but I didn't actually check that, so I had no idea. But turns out I could actually already change it, so I changed it out and obviously filmed it. It was my first time changing it, so if it looks sort of wobbly and nervous, then that's because I actually was pretty nervous. I'm always nervous when changing a piercing for the first time, simply because I'm not used to it yet and I haven't done it before, obviously, and I'm always sort of paranoid that something will go wrong or won't get the jewelry through. I mean, this one actually wasn't all that bad because it's in a cartilage piercing, so you just know that even if you can't get the jewelry through, then you just know that, you can always go to a piercing shop or something because it won't close up quickly. Like with a lip piercing or tongue piercing, those can actually close up on some people within days. Not everyone, but on some people it actually goes really quickly. So yeah, basically, but with an industrial piercing, I mean a scarlet piercing, so you have a little bit more time. But yeah, obviously I filmed the entire thing, so let's move on to that now. Okay, so as always, changing out piercing jewelry starts with good hygiene. So I use this piercing soap by Queen of Rings, just a piercing shop where I got my piercings. I actually got this with the first piercings that I actually got, but I prefer to, like when a piercing is healing, I prefer to use sea salt soap. You can also use sea salt solution just for this part, but I prefer to use antibacterial soap because I sort of use it to make the piercing slide through easier. Yes, just so it won't get caught or anything, and it will just, slide through easily without, having to really drag it through, and yeah. It just decreases the risk of actually, damaging anything in it. So yeah, also I wore gloves as usual. I always wear gloves, especially when changing a piercing for the first time, simply because, with piercing shops, they always, well, good piercing shops at least, really tighten the balls on it, just, because you don't want them falling out while the piercing is still healing, obviously. So I always wear gloves just because they give a little bit more grip, so I can easier twist it loose. So it's easier to twist it loose, yeah. Surprisingly enough, maybe because it's been in there for a year, the original one actually came out pretty easily, so that's good. Yeah, the original one was a silver, just a titanium barbell. And now I put a gold one in here. It's actually quite long, but I actually prefer it to be long because I sort of want it to stand out. Also, I never get caught behind this. I only hit myself against it when I'm doing fitness exercises, stupidly enough. Yeah, that's why actually the front hole was a little bit irritated because yesterday I actually hit myself against it while doing fitness. Because I'm that sort of smart person. But yeah, really, I just wanted to change it today though, because next week I'll be on vacation and I just wanted to film it now. Yeah, basically, so what I did, let's move on to that first, is just really like put the antibacterial soap on the old jewelry, pull it out, and then just, clean the new jewelry also, and just pull it in, and just because of the antibacterial soap, it'll just slide through easily, and then obviously I put the ball on. It just depends on your preference whether or not you do it like I did from like the back to the front, or from the front to the back. That's also an option, but I chose to do it from the back to the front just because then I can see what I'm doing, and it was my first time changing it, so I really wanted to see what I'm doing because I don't, I haven't done it often enough yet, obviously, to really know where the holes are. So yeah, you could also do it from the front to the back, but the downside is that you'll either have to hold your arm pretty awkwardly, or you'll have your hand in front of your mirror, basically, so you won't be able to see what you're doing. But yeah, that's just up to your own preference. Also, at the point where you're, where you have one side of the barbell through, the one hole, you can also apply some jewelry. Some industrial barbells actually have jewelry you can put in the center. I wanted to do it this time, but I was slightly too nervous and I ended up not doing it and just using this one as it is, which also looks good, so that's alright. Yeah, also afterwards I also change, after changing the piercing I also clean it, just because then it's clean, obviously. Yeah, so basically that's the entire process of changing it. Yeah, basically, by the way, all my piercing jewelry, except of course the barbell that came out of it, that was just the one from the piercing store, obviously. But all my other jewelry comes from alloverpiercings.nl. I'm not being sponsored by them or anything. I just, like the service and they have good stuff. So, and low shipping costs. Yeah. So I always order there. In any case, yeah, I did actually, I can show you those by the way, buy some, like tiny little things to put in the center of it. Yeah. One of them is this really cute bow tie. I hope you can see it. It's really tiny, but it's really, really pretty. It's rather large though, so yeah. One day I'll manage to put it in there. Then like mine is a little bit higher up than others, so I can't wear like really huge stuff because, that won't work. But I don't really have much of an edge here, so I had to get it down pretty high up so it could actually fit in. I also have two of these music notes. I don't know if you can see them because they're really, really tiny, but they're also really pretty. And another music thing, I'm not all that much into music, so I have no idea what sort of thing it is, but it's a violin key thing according to the website. In any case, it looked pretty, so I wanted to have it. And also I have some silver barbels. Well, silver, like the surgical steel, yeah. And I also have a bunch of these purplish ones, which came with the music stuff. Yeah. So basically there were packagings of like multiple sizes of barbels with the jewelry, so yeah. Which was pretty handy because actually this one is slightly too long, but yeah, I prefer to the first time changing it especially, I prefer to use a long barbell just because then I can really easily get the ball on. As easy as possible at least. So yeah, basically that was my entire video on how to change a industrial piercing for the first time. I'll definitely do another video on how to get the get any jewelry if you have any in the center part. But I'll do it at a later time, probably in a few weeks or so. So yeah, in any case, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it was useful to some of you. If you have any other questions about industrial piercings or any other piercings, then you can always ask down below in the comment section and I'll try to come up with a useful answer for you. So yeah, in any case, I hope you enjoyed watching this again. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye! Hello! Today I've got a different type of video for you, which is a video about my filming setup. Simply because I always love to watch that from other YouTubers. Because